I found this CIA experiment really interesting. Take a look.
So, true story, the CIA back in the day did this experiment where they placed 18 people in a room. 17 of those people were actually CIA agents, and one of them was just an unwitting member of the public. So the person that was running the experiment showed every single person in the room a picture of a triangle. It was very clearly a picture of a triangle, and he asked every person in the room to simply state what they saw on the picture. Well, despite it clearly being a triangle, all of the agents were instructed to say square. So imagine you're in this room with 17 other people. You think that you're all off the side of the street, and they start going around and everyone says, "Oh, what is that? A square, a square. What do you see? A square, a square, a square, a square." Well, by the time it gets to you and you're the 18th person, you're going, "Oh, am I crazy? I see a triangle." And guess what that 18th person said? Well, they said square because they didn't want to be the crazy person in the room.
Well, well, well. You know, this is more prevalent, especially in society today, than we would like to believe. How many times have you acted a certain way and then you caught yourself and then, you went somewhere or went back home and you were just like, oh my God, that was not me. That reaction, that was not me. And this is why I'm very passionate about the subject of identity, because I believe many people have not met their true selves. They've not spent enough time in prayer and isolation to be able to come in contact with God to the level where He defines who you are. And so when that is not present, what do you have? You have someone with borrowed personalities, borrowed ideologies, borrowed just an entire system of operation that is borrowed. And no wonder you're walking around physically and just like mentally exhausted. Because it's exhausting having to live through people's experiences. It's exhausting having to put upon people's mentalities. And so you spend so much time putting up all these facades that are in conflict with your spirit. Why won't you be exhausted? You know, the most painful part about this is even in our relationship with God. You know, when God comes around and He calls out for you. He says, "Wesley, where are you?" Or, whatever your name is. And then instead of you answering your name because you've put on so much facade all your whole life, you say, "Square. Square." And then He's like, I'm calling triangle, but all I see is square. And He has all these bags of promises and goods and destiny. And until you answer triangle, present,